Let's go. Okay. What quarters do I accept if I'm this machine? Between those problems. So if I can find the probability that a quarter is between those, right? Then I can see the percentage of quarters that are rejected, because I can do 1 minus that. So if I draw the picture, where are my accepted quarters going to be? What goes in the middle? 5.67. And my range is going to be from 5.55 to 5.79. So here are the ones that are accepted. What I really want then is this area out here, eventually. Because wouldn't those quarters be too light and too heavy? Mm-hmm. So machine says, no, you can't trick me. You got to work a little harder to trick me. You did a bad job on your freaking fake quarters, right? So how do I find this area in here? What do I have to do with these numbers so I can look up the area?
Z-score.
Z-score. You make a Z-score out of it. You look it up, right? I make a Z-score out of 5.55. Minus the mean, 5.67. Divide by standard deviation. Cool. Now the question I'm waiting for is somebody to say, well, why didn't you change that standard deviation? It's because they're not asking for the probability that the average of all of them is something. I wanted the probability that a quarter is rejected. And then I can just multiply it by 280 to see how many quarters do I expect to be rejected. So what do you get there when you do that? We don't have much time left, so let me just kind of go through what you would do. You make that guy into a Z-score. Right? If you look both of those up, you can subtract them and get the area inside, right? Have you done enough for that kind of problem? Mm-hmm. And then to get the area outside, you just do 1 minus that. That'll be your P. It's part B. Notice what's the key difference on part B? What part of part B actually tells me I've got to do this? So part B, I've got to do this. Very first thing, I've got to do this. What part of part B tells me that?
It says
Probability that what? The mean. So what was that I told you? When they take a sample and they ask you a question about the mean. Part B is the one that asks you a question about the mean of those 280 quarters. That tells me I've got to do this. I've got to get a standard deviation for groups of 280. Wow, that was a lot. So don't freak out entirely. Most of the test is going to be more nuts and bolts. Are you able to do the basic problems? And there will be a couple conceptual problems, like on the last test. See you guys.
Can we have a formula sheet?
Oh, formula sheet. Shit. You guys, real quick, what could be on your formula sheet? So remember, and I never did do a box plot problem. Formula sheet can be this here. Wow. Right? These guys from this section. Cool? It could be, of course, the little dudes here. You can put the probability for binomial. Put the Z-score formula. You can put the new standard deviation formula, right? Let me see, is there anything else? I believe that's it. Yes, you'll all get a copy of the Z-score sheet. Nobody can use their book or the insert. You're all going to use a copy of the Z-score sheet.
I'm surprised I didn't get 5.53.
No, I've got it. There are just some that I didn't get done.
Okay, that's why I wanted to know. I was
cool.
Tripping. Okay, thank you.
Sure. You got it set up. I think I got the little envelope this morning.
No, there's corrections.
Well, but you have to set it up through them, right? Okay. Cool.
What else is there?
No, so they have to add it to be 1 or 100%, and they each have to be between 0 and 1. Oh, no, you're fine. You don't have to worry if I say anything. Yeah. If I don't say anything, you're good. Oh, they have to add up to be 1, and they have to be between 0 and 4. On the day of the test. So you can turn them in this Thursday. After, it'll be considered late, so you might not get all the points back you could. Section 3. Like I said, we never had a test on that section, so now we're going to finally be tested.
I totally almost forgot.
And then this over here, I did it, but I didn't know if I did everything in the I got the part top one. And I got that. I don't know if that affects anything on that. But
Alright, so yeah, this standard deviation can get so small, and it does, that actually this goes so far out that it basically catches 100%. So it would be, for 280 quarters, I would expect their average to be really close to the real average. So for them to be this far away, it's almost a 0% chance to be out there, right?
right.
You're seeing that you're catching 99.99% of the growth.
Right.
So it's really unlikely that their average would be outside of that range.
So I'm just saying, is that right or?
Yeah, that's probably fine. I mean, this
Okay.
standard deviation should get so tiny
Right.
that actually ends up being really far away from that.
Okay. And then on C, it asked me the question. I thought that this one was worth because it's almost 5%.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't care that 280 quarters have an average close to what they're supposed to be. I care about each individual quarter that goes in there,
Right.
right?
And then it's almost 5%, which kind of borderline, but it's a little bit too high.
I probably want to be more safe,
Right.
right? I want to have,
Okay.
actually,
Underneath.
yeah, 5% being rejected, to tell you honestly, is probably okay, because it's not a ton of people being just like, and you're protecting yourself pretty well.
Right.
So you have to be more safe, you have to reject more true quarters.
Okay.
Be sure you reject that.
Right. No, I was just going off of what you said that if it's under like 0 point, you want it under
Yeah,
0.
5%, yeah,
Yeah.
right. So in a
Okay.
sense, you could say that maybe they're rejecting a few too many.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of what I said. I would, okay.
I like it. That's perfect. Perfect.
All right.
I just have a quick question. Is there any way to check out like what our overall grade is?
Oh yeah. So you can email me or come to my office. I'll show you in the spreadsheet. Next Tuesday, I'm gonna have a summary sheet of grades. After you take the test 2, just showing you what all your grades are so far, what your average is. Homework, I think I'm missing. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you asked. Yeah, that's right. I just got your email this morning, so I figured I'd talk to you when you got it. These all add to 1.
Yes.
And they could add up to 0.99 or
Oh,
0.1
it can?
and 0.01. Yeah, because this is rounding. Because maybe these decimal places actually go out, you know, to the 20th place.
Yeah.
So at some point you go, I don't want to do 20. Let me just round. The minute you start rounding, you expect your answer to not maybe be 1 exactly.
Okay, like this one, I put no.
But no, that's fine.
It
If you
is
get
not.
0.95, that's too far off. You're missing 5%. But 0.99, that's fine.
Okay, so here's my question. When I'm trying to find out the mean and the standard deviation,
You take that as a 0. If that's the only information you have is 0 plus, you
Uh-huh.
treat it as a 0.
Hmm?
okay, then why on this one
You
I'm
like my hair?
putting 8.25
Trying to.
with these, let's
like
say
that,
these
bro.
two zeros?
Huh? Good, it's like that.
Okay?
I'm getting 8.25.
It's already
We're getting
stuck to here. But it's not, it's kind of layered.
39.2.
Okay.
I got the mean that they got.
1, 2. Oh, I see what happened. All right, you got to be careful here. If you do it, and you're doing this formula here, right? X minus mean squared times probability.
Mm-hmm.
These are here, not the probabilities. Right? These are the probabilities. I think this is your work to get x p of x.
Yeah.
Aren't these the p of x's?
Yes.
So these numbers should be here. This is x times p of x, not p of x. Do you see that? This needs p of x here, so the p of x's are
I
these.
did it right here.
Because
but
you
not
didn't.
here.
This threw you off. Don't do this to yourself.
Okay.
Have a truly p of x column, so you know when you look there, that's what they
Yeah,
are.
instead of
Here you kind of
straight
have a
short
mixture.
cut.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Alright, thanks.
Sure.
And do you have a circular?
Yes.
I'm gonna be a few minutes if you have a quick one. Well, yeah, might as well be quick. I just needed my, any homework that you passed back or?
Yeah. Let me see. Where's my
Definitely
stack?
my quiz.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Alright.
So you can do corrections.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the stuff I blanked out. Stuff that
Well, I
was like-
figured that. And that's the thing about quizzes. They're just, the reason I'll give you 2 opportunities to correct them is because of that. You know, they should just be gauges so I know where you stand now. So make corrections. If you get them all right, and you get on the test, your quiz grade becomes
Right,
your test
correct,
grade.
correct.
So you got, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. I'm like, I remember it, and then just for whatever reason, like, it was a cascading effect for me.
I understand. It's happened to me too.
All right.
For this, I gotta explain something to you about my disability. Is I forget things like I use all these. You see, I do my homework. I do them by myself. And then I go to the over there and have them check it. On my sheet, like let's say I forget if you're speaking like further binomial. If I was to put, can I put next to a binomial something for my because I swear for the life of me I can never remember. Once I get to the test, I forget everything. Literally. Believe it or not, this is the only thing I do by I'm not good with numbers. And anything that has to do with numbers, literally, I freeze and I forget.
Unless disability services can give me something that says something directly to that, I can't treat you differently from the other students.
They do though. My papers say that I am. That's my biggest reason. That's why I go to them. It's not for nothing. I had a stroke. I had a stroke 2 years ago. Up until 2 years ago, I was like that. And after that, it's like literally that you tell me right now. I go home, I sit on my own, quiet, I can do it. But as soon as I get somewhere and there's other people around, I literally, it all goes away. But as my paperwork say, that's mostly why is because I had a trauma and then I had a stroke, and ever since then it's been like this.
Okay. So, okay,
I
that's
mean,
fine.
I don't need
You could do
no notes. I just want to know
You
that
can do
this is
just you can
that's
write
about
the
it.
you can just write like that, like you just
Okay,
said.
that's all I need.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
And then I wanted to ask another question. For the quizzes, how much more can you get more points? Like for me, for the last one I had a 70. So if I do it correctly, what do I mean?
So it's a point. Once you're below 80, you can get a point for every 4 you missed. So you missed 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So you can get up to 7 points back. Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Sure.
And please don't think that because I don't come. Oh, turn this thing off. You
I
don't
know. I'm recording
I know you're recording.
blank